Good day. My name is John David B. Shawson from 1ITB. Today, I will discuss my individual assessment 1 from the subject CCS106. What is ethics? Ethics is a branch of philosophy that studies the rightness and wrongness of a person's action. The etymology of the word ethics is derived from the Greek word ethos, meaning custom or character. Ethics is referred to as a moral direction an individual can follow when doing actions. By knowing ethics, a person can now know what his or her action can be, whether it is good or bad. Ethics can be shaped based on social norms, cultural practices, and religious practices. Ethics is based on justifiable standards of what is right and wrong that advise people on what must they do. Ethics also provides the framework for understanding and interpreting right and wrong in the society. Ethics exists for us to be able to differentiate what is virtuous and dishonorable. It also makes us feel commitment to do what is good and keep away from doing what is bad. According to the Ethics Center, ethics is a tool that helps us make a difference between choosing a good decision or a bad one. Under the ethics are the study of values, principles, beliefs, and norms. These studies are the ones that helps us make our decision when making our choices. For example, it helps us determine the embodiment of a good choice and help us evaluate which of the at-hand options is the most suited for the situation. How does ethics differ from morality? According to Britannica, morality and ethics are both branch of philosophy that connects to differentiating between the two-sided coin of what is virtuous and what's dishonorable. A lot of individual thinks that morality is something that originated inside a person's characteristic and evaluative standard of good and bad, while ethics, on the other hand, is the conventional of what is proper and improper, imposed by a certain faction or collective group. The word moral is a noun and is actually from the Greek word mos, which means custom. These are the concepts that we believe about what is right and wrong. Examples of these are honesty, compassion, and understanding. Ethics comes from the Greek word ethikos, meaning character. Ethics tells the conduct of a person whether it is right or wrong. So regarding on the state of the situation, our ethics dictate our step to take. A sample of this could be like an eye for an eye, our parents' rules, or the government laws. An individual's general thought of morals tends to be formed by their surrounding domain. Moral values shape an individual's ideas of what is good and bad. Ethics are distinct from morality in that they're much more practical. In simple words, morality is how it is done in a certain place, and this is how it must be done. Meanwhile, ethics is a discipline of philosophy that uses reason for any done action, especially the what is the right decision and avoiding the bizarre logical idea. So overall, the key difference between ethics and morality is that ethics is doing what must be needed to do because it is the right thing to do, while morality, on the other hand, is doing not just the odd idea, but it has to be done because this is what we are taught to do. This is where it becomes contradicting because ethics don't have to be moral and morals don't have to be ethical. What are the different moral ethical theories? The different moral ethical theories I've researched are utilitarian, deontological, and virtue ethics. Utilitarian theory is defined by the greatest good for the greatest number of people. Its application is making a decision that will benefit the majority of the people. Utilitarian is a theory of ethics that determines the good and bad by focusing on the result. Utilitarian holds that the most ethical decision is the one that will produce the greatest good for the greatest number. It is the only moral framework that can be used to justify military force or war. Utilitarian is also the most common approach moral reasoning used in business because of the way in which it accounts for cost and benefits. However, because we humans can't know what will happen on what lies ahead, it's hard to know with assurance whether the outcome of our decisions will be good or not. This is one of the weaknesses of utilitarianism. Deontological theory, also known as deontology, is an ethical theory that uses rules to distinguish right from wrong. It is most of the time affiliated with philosopher Immanuel Kant. Deontology is simple to apply in our daily living. It just requires that each and every person must follow the rules and do their responsibilities. Deontology also does not require weighing the cost and benefits of a situation. This avoids subjectivity and uncertainty because you only have to follow set rules. By only following the rules, deontology is easy to apply, but it also means disregarding the possible consequences of our actions when determining what is right and what is wrong. Virtue ethics. Virtue ethics is a philosophy developed by Aristotle and other ancient Greeks. It is to search knowledge and live a life of moral character. This individual based approach to morality assumes that we require virtue through practice. By exercising these things by doing them often, like being honest, brave, and generous, an individual develop a noble and moral character. By doing these customs plenty often, people will more likely choose the right decision when encountered with ethical challenges. Overall, virtue ethics helps us understand what it truly means to be a righteous individual. It grants us a sense of direction for living our lives without giving us a specific steps for solving ethical dilemmas.